Well, I want to let you know that none of you are going to be ready.
Now, what's important before we begin is how to remember names and how it's going to make you more interesting.
I'm going to tap someone on the shoulder and you're going to pitch a business idea. Okay? There's no real choice with this. You're going to do it if I tap you. So, now before I start and deliver some knowledge bombs for everyone in this room, we're going to debunk some myths because I want to know how much you do or don't know about memory.
And then, of course, when it came to the final step, getting you to stand up. As your body moves, your brain grooves. Okay, the same part of your brain that controls memory, the hippocampus, controls movement. So if you want to remember something, stand up, get moving about. And this is why my name's John Harry. How do you have a really good conversation with someone? Like I say, she didn't have the energy to keep up with me at a young age. So I had to evolve and learn how can I get people's attentions and how can I show them that I care. Remembering someone's name is one of the first steps. And here I am, starting my company. Unfortunately, I'm not a marketer, so my Photoshop skill.
The person right here, she saw that I had a problem. When I was 10 years of age, I had a speech impediment, which meant I couldn't say words that started with an F or an S. But this woman right here, at 49 years of age, had me. I wasn't planned. She sacrificed a lot. Her money, her time, but she wanted to make sure that I succeeded. So she dragged me to speech therapy every day, even though I didn't want to. But as the mama's boy, I went, hoping that one day I could change her life and the lives of other people. To sum it up, memory is learning, which I hope will take place today. And imagination, which we will engage in just a second. But to make sure that it's connected to our long-term memory, we need to use stories, just like we were kids. Now, one way you can remember my name today is with this visual image. Excuse my Photoshop abilities. I hope we know who the young man is at the bottom. That's Prince Harry. So, the way you can remember my name is Michael Jordan dunking on Prince Harry. Okay? Quite a visual image, and I got a couple laughs from you. Now, it's funny, which is great. So if you forget my name, you can work backwards. You can picture me sweating, because I do look like that when I go up for the hoop. And I went to Norfolk. In Norfolk, there's old people and dogs. Nothing exciting. Now, in Norfolk, I went from being the majority, being mixed race, to being one of the minority in Norfolk. I stuck out, to say the least. And there was this one teacher who I thought hated me. He always picked on me. And there was one day where we kicked a ball, it hit a window. And the window didn't smash. And the teacher pulled me out of the class. And there was a group of us. And I lost it. I said to the teacher, why always me? And I was probably about your age. And he said, Jordan, you have to understand you stick out. I knew what he meant by that. He said, you have to remember you need to stand out for the right reasons. I started reading books. And I started teaching my friends how to read faster and remember more. I started investing a lot of time and money. And fast forward to today, and we've now taught over 10,000 people from 147 different countries. Not all of them I've loved. And we've built an incredible team which have been able to give my friends like Sam a job, opportunities that they never would have. 3 key takeaways to make a good impression. Number 1, you're never going to be ready. Just like you pitched on stage today, you weren't ready, or were you? You were. She was ready. You're either going to be underprepared or overprepared. And I know which one I'd rather be. So you're never going to be ready for an opportunity. When there is an opportunity, put your hand up. Figure it out by the time it takes you to walk to the stage what the hell you're going to pitch. Because now I might just want to employ you. If you don't ask, you simply won't get. When I first started out on my business, I knew nothing about business. And a mentor once said to me that if you ask to work for free, many people won't say no to free help. The power of asking is something that many of us don't do, and it's common sense, but it isn't common practice. So during interviews today, I know they're not giving you real jobs, but be bold enough to ask them, is their job going? Chances are they'll probably say no. Otherwise, they might give you their business card.
It's because I never had an external person come in who was a similar age, who looked and sounded like me. I have tattoos, I cover them up, because it doesn't always look professional. But I'm trying to show you, I'm in a position where I'm teaching teachers, and really I shouldn't. I'm 22, I don't have a teaching degree, I have tattoos, occasionally I swear. If you follow my Instagram, it's like any normal young person's Instagram. But yet I spend most of my life in education and teaching people how to learn faster. And I'm changing the narrative. So I want you to change your narrative. It doesn't have to be starting a business. It could be in sport. But don't allow what you look like, what you sound like, determine what you do and don't do. You remember what you think is important. It's as simple as that. You never forget the name of someone important or attractive. It's just how we work, right? If you think this person's important or attractive, you'll have other motives. But if that person isn't of importance, you won't remember it. And that's how our brains work. They're lazy or efficient, shall I say. So short-term memory. We're all familiar with short-term memory and long-term memory? Excellent. We'll see how much so. So short-term memory, the best way I can sum it up, it's like a juggler. You can only hold between 2 to 9 pieces of information in your memory before you have to drop something. The reason why I remember song lyrics is because they're emotional. Remember where we heard them, a song reminds us of a breakup, of the person we never got. There's a motive. Semantic types of memory. So semantic types of memory are hardcore facts. So you can remember it as cement. So, Richie, if I was to ask you, what's the capital of France? Paris. And it's not a trick question. But this is the thing. None of us, unless we have that time, review the capitals of countries every night. It's these hardcore facts. Unless something drastically changes, that's not going to change anytime soon. Same with the name of colours. How to have a conversation. These are things that don't change. So how can you use that in your marketing? Things that people know for a fact to make it more memorable. I think it was Gary Vaynerchuk, so he wasn't a personal mentor, but he was having an interview. And this young guy said, I really want 10K followers, which I'm sure you've heard plenty of times. And I'm sure some of us either have 10K or would like 10K followers. But what Gary said to this guy, they looked at his account and they noticed they had 2 comments on one photo and he hadn't replied to either 2 of those comments. And Gary said, look, you've got 2 comments here, you've got 2 fans, you haven't responded to a single one of them. How do you think you're going to be able to keep up with 10,000? And that really hit home with me because I wanted 10,000 followers. And I looked at my Instagram, I looked at my Facebook, and I hadn't replied to any of my fans. And I thought that was good practice. So whilst this video was growing, 100 views, I replied to every single comment. So find people who have the results you want. Before I got on stage at TEDx, I started studying top speakers. I started reading books on public speaking because there's a science to it. And how can you keep an audience engaged for 30 minutes, which is a long time, especially at the time I've come on. You've had X amount of talks. Is anyone after me? Damn it. You remember the most at the beginning and end. So whoever's at the end is lucky. So that's another thing with marketing. Put your most important message at the beginning or at the end of whatever you're doing. Whether it's a campaign, whether it's a commercial. It's called the Primacy and Recency effect. And I encourage you to do your own little research and check out the Primacy and Recency effect and see why we remember the most at the beginning and at the end. I'm going to show you an image in just a second. I'm going to have it up for 5 seconds. After the 5 seconds, I'd love for you to share with me as much detail as you remember. So, when you're ready, we'll begin now. Okay. Put your hand up if you want to share as much as you can remember from that picture. Okay. How much do you remember? Okay, San Francisco. Anything else that we got from that image? Someone skydiving. Excellent. Anyone else want to shout out something else? Red Bridge. Playing volleyball. 2 people sat on a rock. Many towels as well. Wow. Okay, then you studied that a bit too much. Yeah, and we can go on. Was there someone skipping? Let's take a quick look at that. Someone skipping. Yeah, not far off, not far off. You know, looking at this image, I put it up for simply 5 seconds. And you can see how much information you got from that one image. So a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, that's not quite correct. A picture is actually worth 5,046 words. However, many of you, even in this room, have unique names for fellow Englishmen. When you meet someone with a unique name, it's difficult to associate that to a best friend or to a celebrity. And when I was delivering training in Hong Kong, I met a woman called Xiao Chor. This might bite me in the arse now, but does anyone have a best friend called Xiao Chor? No? A few? And I definitely don't know a celebrity called Xiao Chor. However, what I did do was I used substitute words. I broke down the first part, which was Xiao, like Shaolin monk. And then chore, I pictured a Shaolin monk scrubbing the floors of a temple, doing a chore. Now that visual image, that association, has stuck with me a year later. And I guarantee you, if I met her again, I'd remember her name, we'll see if she remembers mine.